Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Football Takeover. I am your host, Maria Duran, owner of Duran Concepts, and the host, the host of the show, where we explore the intersection of business, community, culture, and sport. Our favorite sport, football. We are recording live from the Innovation Studio here in downtown Houston, and the show is produced by Creatopia Inc. So remember that you can leave comments, that you can send us your comments, your questions here on the chat, and yeah, we are we are live. So um, today, today we are we're exploring the genesis of the Football Takeover digital show, um, because I think it's so important that we really learn about all the great things that are happening here in Houston. There's a lot of really great creatives, and we happen to be in the home of one of a group. And also because right now there's just so much going on in the digital space, and sports is really I don't know, it's taking center stage, right? I mean, we had a fabulous summer, and then I think from all of that, and even before that, there's just been a lot of great conversations and great things that are happening in this space. And so this is the perfect time to take a look at it, learn a little bit more, and see where everything is going. So today, I am joined by the co founder of Creatopia. They're not just a media production studio, they're centered on exploring the relationship between safety, whether it's physical, emotional, or mental, and creativity. And one of the really great things is she's had a decade of experience as a mental health practitioner. And so that has really kind of, been, I would say, like a big piece of this, and navigating safety and experience in many ways. And so now it's this wonderful studio opportunity business that is just garnering just a lot of attention. And so we want to learn more about it. So Roselia, welcome to the show.
Yay! Thank you for having me.
No, thank you. Thank you for one of all you guys opening, your doors to us and this show. And then also for today, being here and sharing a little bit more about, what Creatopia is, and just kind of where things are going, because I think that there's a lot of really great things happening here. So yeah, thank you. Thank you. And Benjamin, you guys do not see him. He's behind.
He's in the B rolls.
Yeah.
Well, the back of his head mostly.
No, but this is such a great team, and you guys have an awesome studio. So we just want to learn. We want to learn more. I mean, tell us more about what Creatopia is. I love the name, by the way.
Thank you. So we are, like you said, we're part media hub. There's 5 different layers to what we're doing and what we're putting together. And I just love this conversation, and I love the alignment with everything recently, because we've been talking to some people that, like, the perception that we've been giving is that we're just a media hub and like a space for production.
Mm-hmm.
But we also will have we have like 5 different layers to what we are. 2 are actual co-creative technology products that we'll be developing. One is a mobile production pod,
Mm-hmm.
and another thing is a sensor with an app that will allow you to see how learning takes place through movement. And that's all I can say about that right
Mm-hmm.
now, because it's still in
Okay.
the very early stages of development. But that's essentially what we want to be able to capture.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, we want to capture what happens when we co-create in the same space. And so all the events, because you see the show, we have the show, but it's also, we can have a live audience in the space. We've done open houses, we've done content parties, we've done different types of brand activation events for a lot of different people. And we've only been here like 3 months at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But But a lot of it, a lot of why we're doing the shows and the events is to be able to capture what happens when we come together and co-create and build something together. Like we're really interested in seeing how that affects your brain, because and if you look at our logo, there's a little brain in our logo.
Yeah.
Because what we're looking to do is restore brain development and restore prefrontal cortex like restoration. Or it's prefrontal cortex restoration through culture and music and events and media and research. So I know that's like a lot of different things, and I need to get better at pitching it.
No,
But
that's perfect.
so we have the three layers are the media and distribution, a layer for the portable production studio, a layer for the other tech that we're building, because that's more centered on events and actual movement and capturing what happens in movement. And then the experiences, which are the activation events, and the different events that we have here. And then a think tank is essentially what we want to really build out in the space and have it be a space where every conversation is like qualitative research.
Wow.
So that we can actually like publish,
Yeah.
right? Like I'm sure there's so much that you can publish in the community development that you've been doing in terms of what actually needs to happen in a community to create change and get the community involved and get the community activated.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of research that you could do. So that's big picture what we want to capture, and at some point we want to have publications and advocacy. But the big picture is for all of that research to be able to advocate for things that are affecting the community.
Wow, that is so interesting because as you're mentioning all of this, I really think about how your experience, as a mental health practitioner is really playing into all of this, right? Not only from what everything from on the research side, but then now also thinking big picture, publication, all of that, because it's so important. Like, yes, being able to gather data, but then, what are you doing in order to get it out there and like move the dial, right, on stuff. So that's really interesting. Tell us a little bit more about that.
So I'll tell you how the name came up. It was actually during Harvey. I was out with some friends close to Austin, and we were stranded because we had gone out there for the weekend, but then we couldn't get back because Harvey hit. So we were like stranded out there. But we were there, and we were just like brainstorming and dreaming and kind of like envisioning if we could do anything, what could we do? And that's when the name actually came up, Creatopia, because in my mental health journey, I've seen how important it is for us to feel safe, to be in safe spaces, so that you can create. Your brain, if your brain is in fight or flight, if you're ever stressed, if you're in danger, you can't think creatively. You can't have original thought. And so that really stuck to me when I learned that, and when I started seeing that in the clients that I had, and then just started noticing it more in like social dynamics or social groups and how that shows up differently in different spaces, and what people do when they don't feel safe, right? Like a lot of the time you shut down, you hide, you can't express.
Yeah.
And so it really stuck with me. And then I got my master's in social work, and I went down the rabbit hole of human trafficking because I have a daughter and she's 13. And ever since I moved to Houston, I was like, what am I actually going to do to protect her?
Yeah.
So I went down the rabbit hole of human trafficking because I needed to know everything about it. And I started seeing how technology really impacts human trafficking. Not only that, like perpetrators can find victims online, but what like what are the technology that we have now, what mainstream technology has done to our brains. If so, I say this a lot, and I love how my daughter, whenever I talk about the prefrontal cortex, she rolls her eyes because she's like, "Oh my god, you're talking about the prefrontal cortex again." I'm like, but it's important because if you're sexualized before the prefrontal cortex develops, and that's like teenage years when it starts developing, and being sexualized can be you see something or something happens, then the prefrontal cortex actually decays and it doesn't develop as it should.
Oh wow.
And so you think of TikTok, you think of like any sort of movie, any sort, like even like Disney channel episode, like shows and things like that. Things that you're like, this is a kid's show, but it's still sexualized. So if that happens, that's your prefrontal cortex, and your prefrontal cortex is your emotional regulation, your ability to set goals, your ability to make decisions, your personality. Like it's your identity. It's who you are. Wow. And so knowing that, we were figuring out because at first I thought that I was going to be building like an AI companion robot for kids. Is really what I thought I was going to be building first, because I've always loved working with kids. I've always known that I would continue to work with them in some way or another. So I thought that's what I was going to be building first, but it turned more into how can we build the infrastructure through media, through spaces, through safe spaces, so that we can actually restore the prefrontal cortex, and we can actually have kids create or have everybody create instead of just consume. And in that way, my theory is that we can heal the prefrontal cortex because neuroplasticity exists. And I believe that I really do believe in the magic of people being in the same space and creating together, and what that can do for our brain, like what that can do for our actual synapses and everything.
There's so many parallels to the sport, right? And how like it's bringing people together, it's being creative, because when you're on the field, like, you know, you have to play creatively. So everything that you're saying right now, I'm like, oh my goodness,
movement, and being outside, being in the sun, being around, just the fact that you're around people moving, and you're like, you feel safe, right? Because even though like you push each other or whatever, like you still feel safe on the field to play.
Yeah, because you're also, it's really about, you know, the organizers or the coaches to build a safe space where, yes, you can be competitive, but you still know that you're among peers, and you know there's that respect. This is so interesting. Right now, I mean, this is so interesting because I'm just thinking about how during the pandemic, right? What was the first thing that happened? We were all isolated. And what was the second thing? We all basically either went to our phones, went to a digital device, and started scrolling, started, you know, just kind of going into our own rabbit holes, digital rabbit holes. And so now we're in this new space, right, where events and gatherings are becoming a much bigger, are becoming very important, because people are understanding, like, I can't be alone. Like, I shouldn't be alone. I should go out and engage and be in an environment that brings me joy and all of that. So it's really interesting. But I love that you know that you're seeing that, but you're also wanting to put that into this digital space, sort of.
Capture it, you know, and show people and showcase where we're at, because there's so many people doing so many amazing things already. You know, like what you're doing is amazing. What you've been able to do with East Aldine and the community, and like that's amazing, and how important that is. And I mean, that last episode that you had where they said multiple times that these things keep kids off the streets.
Mm-hmm.
And if like as you hear about the teen takeovers, and there's just like it happened here, and that, I mean, they had to like, I think they shut down Discovery Green after a certain point,
Yeah.
because teens were like taking it over because there's no direction for them, like they're lost essentially.
Yeah.
And I mean, I geek out about the brain and brain development and just what happens to your brain when you're around other people. Like you could just, with mirror neurons, it's just, you can just see what's happening like on a movie or something, and your body actually thinks that you're doing that. So just like little things like that I'm like, these are like basic things of being human. And how sad that like with our most innovative technology, it's isolating us more than bringing us together. I mean, you hear about all the different like cases with Meta and all the different things that are, I mean, I think New Mexico like recently won a suit against Meta, and they're like having to pay billions of dollars because they're damaging kids' brains. Like they're causing anxiety, depression, suicides. There's been so much that happens that we're just like, where's the oversight? Like, where's the oversight from the beginning for these things before it gets out of hand?
Yeah.
Has always been my thing, you know? And I think that's very like mom of me. Like, who is anybody paying attention to? Like, did anybody think this through? But I guess not, because if we don't have a prefrontal cortex collectively, then we're not really thinking ahead, and we're not really like paying attention to how these innovations can harm us.
Well, I'm very, first of all, I'm very thankful to you guys, right? For opening this space. And I wanted to go a little bit into how Creatopia and the Innovation Studio are, like fostering an environment for creatives to come in and be able to have shows so that we can share, right, all of this community news. I thought it was really interesting and fun how there's multiple sports related shows, on the platform and that are being produced here. And, like how did all of that come about? Because I mean, I know we just hosted World Cup and obviously that, I think, opened up a lot of opportunities. But again, it's just seeing that correlation, those parallels between what you guys are trying to do, and then what the sport or sports in general, bring to community. It's really interesting because I hadn't thought about that. And right now, as we're talking, I was like, wow, this is interesting. And, and I don't know, did you know this? Did you realize this? Or is it something that's just kind of happened?
So we started the soccer specific shows because of the World Cup. And that was kind of what got us into the Innovation Studio in the first place, because we're located in downtown Houston. There was available space here in this building. And we were like, what if we try having shows around soccer during the World Cup to see how many people we can bring in, to see what type of traction we can gather. And that's kind of that's how it got started. And then the people that we've been working with, they're just people that I saw that they already are doing impactful work in the community, and you should have your own show because it does so much for people to be able to find you somewhere weekly. And so with you, like I met you, when did I first meet you? I think it was here in the 17th floor. At the soccer summit, at one of the Team Houston soccer summits. And then I saw you at the Houston Soccer Day. And I just like started learning about what you've been doing, and like that's really when I really got to know who you were. But even just with like the little bit that I knew you, I was like, she's doing amazing stuff. And I know what it's like, because I've done so much community work, and it's a lot, right? Like
it's a little
you
exhausting.
Almost threw out your back this week because of
I know. Guys, there's a story behind that, and
ask
very,
later.
Very uneventful story, but very real. Shows the age.
But that's community work, you know? Like
Yeah.
community work isn't pretty.
Yeah.
And in social work we call that macro. So it's micro, micro and macro. There's another one. There's another one, sorry. Clinical. It was clinical, micro and macro. And micro is just one-on-one, macro is more community level.
Yeah.
But that macro, it's that in between space of communities, right? Because there's the government level and then there's the very individual level, but you have the groups that come together, and that's your community. Like it's your churches, it's your sports teams, it's your like the groups that come together organically. And there's a lot that is the community.
Yeah.
That's where community gathers, and that's where community comes together. But the people that really hold that together, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So
It is.
I really wanted to, for the people that I asked to start the shows, it's because I saw you, and I'm like, I think we could really help each other out because you already have a following, and if like bring your people in here and we can amplify you because your message is amazing. And just have it be all part of the ecosystem and everything that we're growing. Because I mean, that for me, that is sustainability, right? Like, and I'm always thinking of sustainability from the beginning. Like, how do we keep what we're doing going? And if you already have the community invested and the community committed, like that is how you keep things going when the community themselves like want things to happen.
Well, and we need more of that, right? Like we need more community, more partnerships. We need more collaborations, because at the end of the day, that yes, it fuels into that. It fuels into the sustainability part. And it was very interesting on my end because I would say at the beginning of the year, you know, somebody had reached out, a friend who we did a podcast years ago around business, had reached out and was like, hey, what if we do this again? And I was like, let me see, you know, I have a lot going on at that time. And so it had kind of stayed in the back of my mind. So when we had the conversation, I was like, whoa. It's like you knew.
I'm a little bit of a mind reader.
but you know what? It was the perfect timing, right? Because not only was there so much going on here in the city, but also just the fact that there were all of these wonderful stories, the timing lined up, the availability lined up. Also, you know, different collaborators that have helped with the show, and the guests, you know, they were available. I mean, it's been different things that everything has just been lining up, and I thought, okay, so this was definitely meant to be, and now, you know, we're kind of seeing where things are going, but I think it's really important, like you said, when there's already like that infrastructure on the event side, it's great to also be able to bring it to the digital space and to have those two pieces together, because that, as somebody that has that's all about grassroots, you know, I will say I'm 100%, and social media has never been my, I'm not a social media person. It's really bad. It's only when I remember.
Yeah.
But it's important. This day and age, that is a huge piece of the pie.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at all of the things in marketing, just where content is going, where video production is going. Everybody's gonna need a video producer, or like you're gonna have to become a creator. And at the same time, like you were saying earlier, there's a lot of people are wanting that in person.
Yes.
No cell phones, no like media around interaction. Also, a lot of people are craving that because, I mean, if you have, like you were talking about COVID, right? And how like during COVID, that was when I was getting my master's. So I was like on my computer, like probably like 18 hours a day. I don't know. It was crazy.
Wow.
I was on my computer a lot. So can you imagine what that feels like collectively for all of us? To be just like oversaturated with with screens and what that does to our brain and how
Yeah.
our brains are just like, can you just take me back to the 90s
Yes.
where
Next
can I
Friday.
just like go ride my bike?
Yeah. No,
Now I see
but
where you're going with that.
no. No, but yeah, no, you're right. You're right. It feels so different whenever you're not attached to your phone, even if it is for an hour.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah. I don't have a TV at home. I purposefully do not have a screen at home.
Wow.
And I try to turn off my phones as much as I can, like keep them away from me. But
Yeah.
for that reason, because it's like you can like feel
Mm-hmm.
the whatever is coming out of your computer or your screen, and I don't want to.
Yeah. No.
And then and then also I love camping. I love the times when I can go and just completely turn off my phone and completely disconnect from anything, and what that really does to your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Again, going back to brain health, right?
Yeah.
How we need that, and how like we're seeing. There's a lot of research coming out with like kids that are on screens from like that when they're born, essentially, and how that's negatively impacting their brain, their ability to speak, just their it's how you're. It's like our brain is that's the first thing that develops when somebody's pregnant, right? Like the brain is the first, like that's like the core of what what does everything. So what are we really doing to keep it healthy? And it was interesting in my mental, like as a mental health practitioner, to really think of what mental health means, because you think of mental health and you usually like it involves diagnoses and it involves therapy, medication, right? If you think of like mental health, or like, I mean, there's alternative mental health as well, but just describing it and how mental health ties into like your actual neurological processes that are happening in your brain. That really shifted to like, how do we actually think of mental health, and how your whole body is connected to it, how your moving is connected to it, how your emotions are connected to it, how like what you eat and like everything that you intake like is directly impacting your brain. Wow. I like to think about that a lot.
See, now you have me thinking about, again, I'm always on the sports side, right? Like how does all of that also affect kids? Because one of the things that we've been hearing, especially with these camps that we're doing from parents, is they're just happy that they're able to get the kids outside, so they no longer are tied to their phone, to the TV. And it was interesting because some of them were like, oh, well, we finally have something to do as a family and come out here and do this camp. And the coach and I, we were thinking, so what did they do before? Like, what do you do before? So I guess you only stay home and you just watch, you're on some device. But now there's this opportunity for all of them to get some sun, to go out, to play. So yeah, I need to look into that research, because that's definitely something very interesting.
I mean, that's something we could start capturing here.
Yeah, exactly.
It's part of the think tank. Yeah, like actually, I mean, you could lay out your whole, like whatever it is you want to look into, right? Whatever it is you want to research, and then just start asking questions, start gathering like the qualitative research. To see what it is. It's funny, that takes me back to my undergrad, because that's what we were doing. It was a research project called Community Funds of Knowledge, and we would go into, this was in Illinois, at UIUC, but we would go into the community and ask them like to look at their community and see the resources that already exist that they might be overlooking. So community funds of knowledge. So like the whole concept was, there's already so much that the community offers each other, and that's already present, and they've already like got each other in so many ways that like not having a community, like you don't. And so like just waking people up to that fact that just because you are part of a community, look at all of the resources and all of the things that you already have access to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
And I think that's just like really just in my work and in everything that I've done just really impacted how I've seen things. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then you guys are bringing it here to Creatopia as well, because aside from the soccer shows and stuff, I mean, you do have very resourceful type of programming. Because I've seen, some of the episodes with, for example, I saw the episode with Cesar from Fiel, and a couple other ones where it's really about, or Tech Fest, right? I know that they've been here and provided like information about what they're doing through the festival. So it's really cool to know that there is a place, a hub, a community being built here where it really is about not only creativity but then also education and information.
Yeah. And investment
Yeah.
and business and workforce development are like our big things. And how can we build the ecosystem so that anybody that already has a business, that wants to start a business, that maybe had a business and like in some other country or whatever, how can we create that ecosystem to nurture that and grow that and see how that applies to the issues that are local to Houston.
Yeah.
That's a big thing that we really want to focus on. Like let's figure out the things that are really impacting Houston and who's already doing something about it and how we can build the ecosystem around the problems that are here and get local just local leaders to invest in it and to pay attention,
Right.
because there's people already doing the work. And how can we give them just like a little bit of funds or a little bit of education or whatever it is to really help them scale what they're doing? Because what you're doing for the kids is huge. Again, like I'll keep saying that because because like you guys are keeping kids off the street. Like you don't know who you're really helping by providing a safe space for them to go play. And how do we scale that, right?
Yeah.
Like how do we, if you were like, you probably might not have thought that you could even turn that into like an investable thing, right?
Right.
But that's what we want to do, to be able to grow that, because it does matter, and our future and our children matter, and we care about our children.
So what is the direction, or what's ahead for Creatopia?
Ooh, so much. But for this year, we're establishing just the foundation here in Houston, in the Innovation Studio, really solidifying our team, solidifying our platforms, our infrastructure to make sure that we can grow everything, and just be able to capture as many founders here in Houston first as the Innovation Studio, and define how we can really connect from the city level, even from Austin. Like how can we get to Austin with like advocacy, connect to our local Houston city leaders, connect through our businesses, connect to the communities and the schools. So really building out that pipeline of how we connect everybody and bring everything together. That'll be our first year. And then we want to scale and go to other cities and then go all over the world.
I love that.
So, yes.
We need to have you guys out in East Aldine.
Yes, please.
That would be very, very fun. Yeah. No, so I love this conversation because, again, we really want to look at the intersection of business, community, culture, and sport. And I mean, you guys are there. You guys are really touching all of those different areas and providing a platform for all of us. And so, just really want to thank you and Benjamin for this, because it's definitely it's been fun, but it also, for me, it has been it's opened my eyes to some things, because like I said, the social media has never really been I've never been big on it, but this platform has has just shown me, what we can do, and there's a lot more to do. So
Yeah.
yeah, so it's really opened my eyes to that.
I want to hear a little bit about your process in bringing the show together. I know we kind of talked about it a little bit of how it can be like kind of personal development
Hmm.
on steroids, or just like a way that you're processing a lot as you're putting the show together. I don't know how
Yeah.
whatever you want to share around that. I'm curious.
Well, so actually, the football takeover name started from a concept that I have of bringing community together through the sport, right? And so we've put together these clinics. We started back in 2018. Pandemic hit and kind of messed up a couple of things, but then we restarted them last year, and that idea is to kind of take the football takeover to different places, right? And so when this opportunity came, it was it was one of those moments where it's like, oh wait, that's another place to take it. So and so that's how the name came to be, right? It was something that was already there, and we were kind of Duran Concepts had already started and is moving with it, but now it's we're able to take it to the digital space, and so specifically to the show, one of the really big things has always been giving voice to those that are in the trenches, but maybe don't get the opportunity to share their stories, right? And so I've been very, very privileged and lucky that just working with so many different people in the soccer space that that I know a lot of stories, and I know a lot of individuals who just who are doing amazing things and who have a lot to say, and this was the perfect platform for that, right? And so I think the first what was it, the first 5 guests, first 6 guests were really about those kind of going with the World Cup theme. It was really about, hey, who is involved in World Cup that maybe we don't know about, because yes, there's amazing sports executives and professionals that were putting the event together, but there's also a lot of other individuals who have very specific and key pieces in it that I thought, man, we need to hear their stories, right? So that's where you had Katie, where we had Kari, DJ Kari Beats. We also had Eddie, and so it was really cool to know how they've been part of this football ecosystem here in Houston, and now we're taking such a big piece into World Cup, and so now post World Cup, it's taking a look back at what is it that we want to accomplish, what at the end of the day, right, what do we all want? And the answer is to really grow the sport. And so the first place to grow the sport is going back to youth. So that's why the focus has been for these last 2 episodes has been that youth aspect and learning about the programs that are out there, how those came to be, what programs are out there, who are the individuals behind this. And I think as we continue to tell that story of building football soccer here in Houston and across the country, there's a lot more people that are playing very key roles in that in different spaces that we don't even know, right? Because there's still a lot of people that are that have their own facilities. So I know that will be coming up,
Yay.
right? Owners of these soccer venues and stuff, and I don't know. There's just a lot of stories, and we want to really use this space to do that. And so, again, we're just excited that we have a platform now, that we have a space, and that we can bring everybody into it, and just continue to grow and to tell these stories that not everybody really knows about, but on a daily basis, you somehow are touched by that, right? I mean, if you have a kid that is playing youth sports, there's a possibility you have run into either Coach Javier or Coach William, right? And so it's one of those things that this I think that Houston, even though it's a big city, it's a small town.
Yeah.
We all know each
I
other,
know.
and at the end of the day, yeah, there's a lot of stories to tell, and I think this is the perfect place to do it.
It's so true. I love how both storytelling and soccer like just can never die.
No,
I remember playing soccer when I was in 5th grade, like on the playground, and then my daughter played soccer on the playground when she was in 5th grade, and it just like it keeps going, and
it continues.
Yeah.
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 No.
But I think the World Cup really showed us just from conversations and I mean so much that happened throughout that month and a half.
Yeah,
It went by so fast.
it did.
But something that I noticed was how different soccer is introduced into the community in the U.S. Besides like any other country in the world.
Yeah.
Like anywhere, like in any other place in the world you go, and people are just playing soccer wherever.
Yeah,
Like
it
you don't really
doesn't
need
matter.
a field. You play on the street.
Yeah.
But you're playing.
Yeah,
And here it's very expensive. It's very structured. It's like Mean Girls all over again in a way. That was one of the reasons my daughter like didn't really like it. But she still wanted to play, so we still play and we still do pickup games with friends every once in a while. But I love how it continues to and how it continues to persist.
yeah,
Yeah.
It does. It does because it is the easiest sport to play. You just need some sort of round object. I won't even say that you need a soccer ball.
Right.
You just need some sort of round object that will roll. And then two other objects I guess four, to create goals.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
That's it. You know, and I say that coming from El Salvador, over there, what would we do? All the kids, we would gather, go out into the street, find the four biggest rocks, place them. Those were our soccer goals. And then, yes, if somebody had a legit soccer ball, we'd use that. Or you go to the corner store and they have like these hard plastic ball, like, yeah, they're not. The first moment,
I want to see a picture.
The first moment that one of the kids like kicks it really hard, I mean, it like you punch it.
Oh, okay.
So it was one of those things where you kind of have to find whatever is round and rolls. But you just made it fun, and everybody would do it. I think here one of the really hard things is because not everybody truly understands the culture of it. You don't have you can't just create a space anywhere, right? And so, for example, like if you're in a neighborhood and then you have HOAs and you have all these rules, it's not like you can really just gather everybody and be like, yeah, let's play in the street or even whoever's front yard, because then there's rules.
Right.
Same thing with a parking lot or whatever. Although I will say one of my fondest memories was whenever I would get out of the office and go down St. Emmanuel. And so across, it's kind of like catty corner from Kim Son. There's like there was this huge parking lot. And if I had, maybe it was like, I think it was maybe like 5 p.m., I don't know. It was a specific hour that I would leave. And if I passed by there, I would usually find a good group of guys just playing, and they seem to be like either the cooks or some sort of staff from one of the restaurants. And I thought, oh my gosh, that is amazing, because they played on the parking lot. Yeah, and sun shining down on them, but they were playing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's one of the big differences, that there's so many rules here that it's really hard to just kind of claim a space and say, you know what, we're going to play here.
Right.
So those that are creating those spaces, I think, are very important people to celebrate. And yeah, so we're going to have more stories. We're going to have more guests.
I remember
come
that was
through.
the one thing that you mentioned at the panel, that you were like, I know, you know, all the OGs and of football here in Houston and all of those stories that come with that, you
Yeah.
know. And I want to hear them. Like, I love stories. I love storytelling. Something also that we speak to a lot is play, and what that does to your brain,
Yeah.
and how much quicker you learn when you play, and how play, like, you look at babies, you look at animals, you look at like any species, they're always playing. It looks like they're fighting sometimes, but they're playing.
Yeah.
And that's how you learn social, like that's how you learn how to be social.
Yeah.
Through play.
Yeah.
There's been so much research done around that, but also how play directly impacts creativity. So it's,
Yeah, it does.
so you can play, and you can play in different ways, right? Like, but sports is such an easy go-to, to just be able to get some friends together. We do volleyball. We have a volleyball fam on Sundays.
Nice.
And we go and just play, and just again, having that safe space to just not have to think about work, not have to think about anything, but just be in the moment and be in the sun and enjoy and like move your body and laugh. Laughter is so good for you.
Yeah.
Like I do think we, with like everything that's happening, and just with things that, with like our political climate and immigration and all these things that are very heavy and very real, like there's things that I'm like, I can't, like there's stuff that I can't see anymore because it is so heavy.
Right.
How much more we need that, you know, like how much more we need that relief of just being around people that love you, and playing and laughing and hugging and singing, you know, whatever it is that brings you together.
Yeah.
It's
And
so
cheering.
yeah. It's so important.
Yeah, no, it is. It really is. And we're lucky to be in Houston, where there's definitely an opportunity for that, you know. So we just need to continue fostering it, and also making sure that we are providing those same spaces, not only in the, what is it, IRL, in real life, but then also in the digital space, so that we can navigate through both.
Yeah, and that's just, I mean, especially if you're trying to scale a business, you know, we really do recommend that you get your digital audience activated and just continue to engage your audience.
Yeah. No,
and it can be fun. We make it fun. You know?
Make it very fun. Yeah, we need to have more. So in future episodes, we definitely want to have more people come through and be part of the audience. So.
Yeah. Where's our studio audience?
We definitely need to do that. That's for sure. Now, well, this has been a great conversation, and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Benjamin. No, this has been really, really fun. Well, before we wrap up, I do want to do a really quick shout out. So I am wearing, there's always a reason why I'm wearing what I'm wearing. So today I am wearing, and please do not look at that spot. I don't know. It's not there, right?
What spot?
No, so today I am wearing one of my OG Dynamo t-shirts. So this was, actually, I think this one, because it says Forever Orange, most likely was 2007. But yes, this Saturday, the 15th, Dynamo will be playing. I don't know who they're playing. I'm sorry, guys. But
this is the best shout out ever.
This is the best shout out ever. Guys, it has been, oh my gosh. Yesterday, it was just such a long day. You have no idea. But Dynamo is playing home, and they are celebrating the 20th anniversary of the 2006 MLS championship. So, you know, we really want to make sure that everybody is aware of it. Come out. Go cheer for the team. You know, this is our team. And you know what? Yes, guys, I am wearing my championship ring.
What, you have a ring?
I have a ring. I have two. No, but seriously, I'm wearing it because, oh, yeah, what? LA, no. cannot believe that. You guys have no idea how I feel about the LA Galaxy because, twice they beat us at the MLS championship. I think it was 2012 and 2013.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that hurts. I can't believe it. Yeah. In the middle of the show. I needed to have this moment before the show, guys.
We're just keeping it real. We're keeping it real.
Very real. Oh, yeah. No. LA got ooh. But yeah, so 2006 championship anniversary at the Dynamo this Saturday. For those of you, if you have tickets, if you're still able to get tickets, because I know that the game is really close to sellout, then please come out. Even if you do or you don't have tickets, we will be at pitch 25. I think the game is at 7:30, so around 6:30, just kind of celebrating. Yeah. We just all want to go in our. I will be attending in my OG 2006 jersey, so look for me. And yeah, let's celebrate. This team has been a very important fixture for the city, and not only that, but they've done so much for a community over the years, and I had the privilege of being part of the team for 10 years, and so this is, I always say I bleed orange, even though I don't know who they're playing this Saturday, but no, just come out and celebrate, and yeah, let's just keep on celebrating soccer, football, soccer here in the city, and then also, this is on a very different note, and I forgot to actually open with this, but I know that our Colombian friends are going through a lot with the earthquake that happened 2 days ago, and so right now, if you want to help, the most important thing is to go to the Red Cross, but also reach out to the Colombian consulate or follow them, because they are providing updates and details on where they are gathering, not only where they're gathering information and distributing it, but also where they will be doing any sort of I don't know, outreach or any details that come down from the government. So I know that right now they're still kind of gathering all that information. So you can follow the Houston Colombian Consulate on Facebook as well as Instagram. And then another source of information is also Toros HTX. The Giraldo family, they are from Pereira, and so I know that they are following this very closely, and I just really want to give a shout out to Juan and Jonathan and the rest of the family, because they have offered Toros HTX. It's it's an outdoor soccer facility here in the Arts District, but they have offered their facility for meetings or anything that the community needs in this time of need. They are there. So please follow them on Instagram. They are Toros HTX, TOROS HTX, because I know that they will be sharing information as well. But yeah, this has been quite the week. We just really want to give all the positive energy and prayers to our Colombian friends, and yeah, and I think that the soccer community, if there's one thing, is that we can all really come together and support each other. Same thing when the earthquake in Venezuela, and so let's just continue to be that, to be community, and to support each other, even if it's not here in Houston, because you never know when it will be. I mean, look at how we all came together during Harvey and through other floods, and so yeah, let's really be there for each other. So yeah.
That's the one thing, if there's anything to like about disasters or problems or issues or whatever, is really seeing how people come together around it, and how people support each other. That's great. No, so thanks for giving that shout out.
Yeah, no, thank you. Well, guys, thank you so much, and we will be here Wednesdays at 10 a.m. So make sure that you tune in, And we'll be sharing information as we find out about it as well for all of the Colombian disaster relief. But thank you. And thank you to Creatopia and the Innovation Studio for this amazing home that we have.
And shout out to 801 Travis.
Yes, 801 Travis. Know that address because you guys will be coming here for the live audience.
Join us.
Yes. Wonderful. Well, thank you guys. See y'all next week.
Bye.
Bye.